continue to exhibit strong performance, with Nairobi Securities Exchange ranking among the best performing stock markets in Africa. In 2025, for example, it emerged as the second best on the continent, delivering a remarkable 52% return in dollar terms. This performance is now driving an ambitious expansion agenda, with the NSE targeting 40 new listings by 2029. Earlier this month, the landmark Kenya Pipeline Company initial public offering raised US dollars 823 million. Our focus remains firmly on strengthening the domestic environment, and we are deepening reforms and executing policies that enhance competitiveness, streamline processes, and create a more enabling and invest what their awareness through ongoing tariff reforms and expanded power generation, ensuring more predictable and cost-effective electricity for energy-intensive industries. At the same time, we are streamlining industrial incentives by aligning our export processing zones and special economic zones into a more coherent, transparent, and investor-friendly framework. These reforms are being reinforced by broader regulatory improvements, including the fast-tracking of the Business Laws Amendment Bill 2026 and the introduction of the Invest Kenya Bill, which will reform our 2004 Investment Promotion and Facilitation Act to establish a unified, modern framework for investment facilitation, faster approvals, and enhance aftercare services. We are also strengthening international investment, modernizing bilateral investment treaties, and providing greater tax certainty and cross-border investor confidence. Distinguished investors, I thank you for your continued and demonstrated confidence in our economy. That confidence is already delivering real outcomes. And listening to the panelists who are here this morning, I was almost tempted to say that I have nothing useful to add. I mean, these are real practitioners. These are people who are at the place where the rubber meets the road. And that is their experience. That is not to say that we've arrived. It's not. And that's why we will continue improving. We will continue doing what we must do. Allow me to highlight just a few. Last year, during my visit to London, we secured a commitment with the Flamingo Group, as I said earlier. And just last month, we launched their US dollars 14 million expansion project in Naivasha. From the same engagement in London, both Bupa Health and Lloyds of London have since established operations. We're talking about real investments. In the space of agriculture alone, there is going to be signed off deals of projects that are on ground. Some of them halfway through. Just in agriculture alone, $1 billion. In rice, in sugarcane, in manufacturing. And these are investments from quality jobs for Kenyans. To further support investment decisions, the government has developed an investment project catalog a comprehensive deal book that brings together Kenya's most promising and investment-ready opportunities, and which will be showcased at this conference. I think for a while, people did increasing our investment in the roads sector. In the next 7 years, we want to double our paved road infrastructure in Kenya, including highways. Because we want to unlock the market, as we have said, in the East African community of 330 million people. We are extending the highway from Nairobi now into Nakuru, finally into Malaba, and connecting it to Uganda. We will shortly be advertising positions and enhancing competitiveness. Just yesterday, I was in Siaya, where we want to generate at least 3,000 megawatts of energy using new, because our 10,000 megawatts will come from diverse sources, from nuclear, from solar, from hydro, from wind, and from geothermal. And we will be looking for partners, maybe in this forum, because our investment in that space is going to be another $10 billion. And we are already beginning to structure the mechanism for us to be able to have that investment undertaken. We estimate that delivering this transformation will require an investment of about Kenya shillings 5 trillion or $40 billion through the National Infrastructure Fund and open for business. And I look forward to engaging with you together with my team from the different actors, from mining to industry, to investment, to agriculture, and to all the other spaces. I was specifically touched by our friends from ADEC, an American firm, who has identified Kenya for what it is, that we have the best human capital you can find. I say that with no doubt in my mind, and without fear of any contradiction, that the jewel of our investment, the Kenyan human capital, will continue to receive the Kenya government's attention and resources for us to make sure that we don't lose that competitive edge that comes with investing in our human capital. I think it has also been said by investors here that stability is critical to investors making decisions. Stability in policy, stability in every other field. And we will continue to work with investors to make sure that we are predictable, that we... Sorry. Now it's that moment. Now it is that moment that I invite my good brother, our chief guest, the President of Mozambique, Daniel Chapo. Mr. President.
morning. Can you sit? You know that my official language is Portuguese. That's why I will do my speech in Portuguese. And a África é o continente do futuro. É o continente de recursos minerais. O continente africano está atravessando uma população superior a 1,4 mil milhões de pessoas, das quais mais de 60% são jovens. Repito, mais de 60% são jovens. A África representa hoje o maior reservatório global do capital humano, como disse aqui Vossa Excelência, em franco crescimento. Com a implementação da área livre do comércio continental africana em número de países, com um PIB combinado superior a 3,4 trilhões de dólares. Há poucas décadas, Excelência, caros hoje, e economia azul. No setor agrícola, Moçambique oferece uma das maiores reservas de terra arável em África, com mais de 36 milhões de hectares, dos quais apenas cerca de 15% estão atualmente explorados, criando oportunidades únicas para o desenvolvimento de cadeia de valor agroindustriais, em complementaridade com a experiência do Quênia em inovação agrícola e acesso do mercado. O terceiro projeto, que é liderado pela Total, francesa, cerca de 15 bilhões de dólares, e o último projeto, que é liderado pela Exxon, de cerca de 20 bilhões de dólares. Estamos a falar nos próximos anos de investimento de transformar estes recursos não basta investir, é necessário investir com a África, como disse aqui o meu irmão presidente Ruto. Essa abordagem exige visão de longo prazo, confiança mútua entre nós, Quênia, Moçambique e os nossos investidores, o compromisso com a transformação estrutural. E o lema desta conferência desafia-nos a agir, a desbloquear tudo aquilo que complica fazer negócio em Moçambique e no Quênia, a investir e a transformar. E Moçambique estão unidos, abertos ao investimento e preparados para parcerias. Moçambique e Quênia oferecem escala, oferecemos recursos naturais, o processo de desenvolvimento dos nossos países. E nós, neste momento, estamos para liderar os países, mas para facilitar fazer negócio, facilitar investimento e, sobretudo, e no nosso continente africano. I want to close my speech to say, my brother, Mr. President Ruto, thanks so much to invite us to be in Nairobi to talk about business with private sector. Mozambique is Kenya, Kenya is Mozambique. We have a historical relation. Private sector is the key to development Mozambique, development Africa, and we have young people, we have mineral results, we have many potential in agriculture, in tourism, infrastructure, development corridors, economic space.
The investment community out there that Kenya is open for business, safe for business, ready for business, and we mean business. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite you to turn to the screens as we highlight the 20 investment deals.
Across the nation, new partnerships are taking shape. Industries are rising. 20 strategic deals from 9 countries across 7 sectors, together representing more than $2.9 billion in investments. In ICT and BPO, ADEC Innovations is establishing a knowledge process outsourcing and ICT services center worth $10 million in Machakos County. In energy, through its Malindi Solar Expansion Project, Globelec will be investing up to $70 million